Local election headquarters, Utah's primary election is now just 1 week away, and all eyes are on the Republican race for governor. So here are the candidates. Former Governor Jon Huntsman Jr., current Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox, former House Speaker Greg Hughes, and former Utah GOP Chair Thomas Wright. Joining us to talk about the race and what voters should know before you head to the polls is Morgan Lyon-Cotti from Utah's Hinckley Institute of Politics, joining us through Zoom. Morgan, good morning.
Good morning.
How big is Utah's primary with this governor's race?
This is a really big deal. It's been a while since we've had this open seat, a really competitive primary election. And this is also, we like to use the word historic, but this is historic. We have 4 people on the ballot, which is really the first time we're seeing this since the Count My Vote election reforms.
And they're all Republican heavy hitters in one form or another.
They are. These are people that Republican voters know really well, that they've seen for many years. One of the interesting things is that we have a lot of newly registered Republicans, so we'll see which ways they break in this primary.
So with that in mind, have you seen any surprises so far?
That is really the biggest surprise for me, is that the numbers we're seeing, not necessarily of newly registered voters. We'll get the final numbers tomorrow, but we're seeing about 14,000 newly registered voters, but we're seeing a ton of movement within the parties. Utah has a closed Republican Party primary, which means you have to be a member of the party to vote. And so far, we've seen 70,000 more Republican voter registrations, which means that those unaffiliated voters primarily, and then some Democratic voters, are switching their party registration so they can take part in this primary.
Yeah, do you think that's simply because that this particular race, the primary, with Utah being a Republican state and the heavy favorite expected coming out of the primary, do you think that's because that you think this race will determine the winner of the race in November?
Absolutely. We have not seen a competitive general election at the statewide level for decades now in Utah. And people have realized that if I want to take part, if I want to choose who my next governor is, then maybe I should be voting in the primary as well. And so we're seeing people fill out those forms going online so that they can do that.
So who do you think will win this race?
It's still up for grabs. The latest polling shows that it is pretty tight. We've seen Cox and Huntsman sort of changing places, who's in first and second, throughout the last several months. The latest polls mostly show Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox in the lead, though we've seen former Speaker Greg Hughes have a surge. So it's up in the air, but a lot of people are looking at that polling of unaffiliated voters, which do show most of those voters are favoring former Governor Jon Huntsman.
And with that in mind, what do you make of Governor Herbert endorsing Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox and not his former governor, Jon Huntsman?
It's really interesting, and Herbert's never shied away from making a different kind of endorsement. When he was Jon Huntsman's lieutenant governor, he endorsed Mitt Romney in that 2004 presidential election when Huntsman was endorsing John McCain. So Herbert has shown that he's willing to go out on a limb and support the person he wants. Endorsements are always tricky. Some people really pay attention to these things, and some people just still stick with their gut about who they want to lead the state.
All right, and real quick before we let you go, how has the pandemic affected this year's election?
It's affected everything. It's affected how we're voting. It's affected how they can campaign. It's really shown, it's given more name recognition to Lieutenant Governor Cox, as he's been so much at the forefront of leading. With that comes pros and cons. People are seeing him lead, but then people are also aware of any misstep or decision that they disagree with. And then for the other candidates that have sort of had to do these virtual campaigns, and then of course we have a vote by mail election primarily. So it's really touched almost every aspect of this election.
Well, there's so much to talk about here, Morgan. We appreciate you kind of helping us weigh in this morning, talking this morning with Morgan Lyon-Cotti with Utah's Hinckley Institute of Politics. Morgan, there's no better person who I'd have to be able to have this conversation with this morning.
Oh, you're so nice. I always love chatting with you.
You too. Thank you, Morgan.